Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Vidane TV. Here for 30 laps at the Watkins Glen, brought to you by the Multi-League Cup Series, presented by Stone River Outfitters. Great store up there in Amherst, New Hampshire. Be sure to check them out next time you're in the neighborhood. Just wrapping up a little bit of qualifying right now. Looks like Scott Patton in the 46 machine, currently sitting on the pole with Ken Huber right behind him, Christopher Davis in third, Wesley Holland in fourth, and Andrew Schulte rounding out the top five. Couple of seconds left here in the qualifying session. Actually, a few minutes left here in the qualifying session, running a 10-minute qualifier here at the Glen before we set these guys loose and let everybody go for 30 laps here at Watkins Glen International. Very exciting. We just saw a race here this past Monday with the Trans-Service Cup Series brought to you by Sim 500. Saw Daniel Falkingham take home the victory after 50 laps with Kevin King in about 6 seconds back in second place here. So really looking forward to the action here with the Multi-League Cup Series on a Thursday night here at Watkins Glen. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the booth. A little bit of a skeleton crew here tonight, waiting on the arrival of Mike James from up on the rock, running a little bit late, getting the kiddos back to bed and getting ready to rock and roll here on a Thursday night. Had a couple of off weeks here with the Multi-League Cup Series following the NASCAR schedule, and they're off due to the Olympics, but back at it once again here, and looks like we've got about 26, maybe 28 cars strong here. Good solid field at Watkins Glen, and lots of action getting ready to get picked up here. You can see a couple of drivers just kind of various different shots here throughout the racetrack, looking at different drivers going through their final qualifying session. Still the 46 up top with a 1 minute 12 second lap time, which is blistering fast here at Watkins Glen. You can see some drivers just kind of shooting on up the S's here at the Glen. Everybody out on track at the same time, but the way the qualifying works here with the iRacing simulator is you're only able to actually see one car at a time. So we just kind of set the old cameras on loop and let them do their things. We'll catch some glimpses here of this beautiful racing facility, and every once in a while you'll see a car kind of shoot on up the S's and go from there. Taking a peek here at timing and scoring, looks like the points leader for Markheim is currently starting in, or slotted to start in the 8th position, depending on how the rest of qualifying works out here. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the qualifying session. Actually gives us an opportunity to pay a couple quick bills here. We're going to run a couple quick commercials. We'll be right back right here live for that green flag. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss anything.
CTWE wrestler The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends that Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Just a few moments left to here in qualifying, so we want to take a quick opportunity to thank the sponsors here for the Multi-League Cup Series, RSI Group. Give Clem Quick a shout. He's a network engineer. He's the president of the company. He'll be able to hook up all your network engineering needs. Give him a shout, 561-252-6126, or shoot him an email. Check out the website, rsigroup.net. And also by PRS Solutions Incorporated, fully insured, quick and easy removal of ECT, laminate, wood, tile, glue down carpet. 1-813-732-6828. Be sure to give them a shout. Kong Beer Bong. Be the life of the party and make the good times better with a Kong Beer Bong. Be sure to check them out at kong.twodrunk.net. And they just came out with a couple of different camo cans just in time for the summer months, so be sure to check that out as well. Stone River Outfitters jumping on as the series sponsor here, and we got to give them a shout, and we definitely want to make sure that we support the ones that support our hobby here with this racing deal, so be sure to check them out. They got a brick and mortar shop up in Amherst, New Hampshire. So next time you're in your neighborhood, drop on by and let them know that the Multi-League Cup Series on Verdane TV sent you. And by Patented Paints, the official painter of the Multi-League Series. All of their series that they have here in the Multi-League Racing League, racing 7 nights a week, twice on Sundays sometimes. And you can check out the awesome paint schemes done up by Scott Patton, the current pole sitter, at the Watkins Glen. You should check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Patented Paints, just like you see spelled on your screen right there. Also by Verdane Marketing Solutions. Yeah, we do the TV deal, but we do websites, merchandise, t-shirts, hats, all that good stuff. You need to make sure that you get your brand out there. Let us take care of all that good stuff, and we will let you work on the car. And also by us here in the booth. Tip the Verdane TV crew, tip.verdane.net. Tips aren't needed, but they're always appreciated. $3 will get us a beer, $10 will get us a beer and a dog, and $25 potentially could get us a DoorDash meal. We're still trying to work out a little bit of sponsorship deal with them. We'll see how that works out. And also by Verdane.shop, you can see the different t-shirts down there on the bottom right of your screen, the Verdane TV merchandise, rent a race car shirts and hats. We've got Two Drunk Esports, all that good stuff, and we're getting ready to go green here as we just take a quick warm-up lap around the Glen, and we'll take a quick peek here at the starting lineup here for Watkins Glen. 30 laps at the Glen here on this 5th of August. 10 years ago today, I actually made my NASCAR debut at Stafford Motor Speedway. Saw that on the old Facebook memories, so pretty excited about that. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. here with you, by the way. Scott Patton there in the 46 car, no New Englander up in the front. Guess you could call it a home track advantage here. Lives very close to Watkins Glen here in upstate New York. Ken Huber on the outside, Christopher Davis, Wesley Holland, and Andrew Schulte, the top 5. Jeff Merck there in 6th. Mike Erder in 7th. Points leader Vern Markheim in 8th. Daniel Ferguson and Michael Milfeld Jr. rounding out the top 10. Charlie Widener, Eric Talent there in 11th and 12th. And just kind of sifting on through there, you see Gary Wolbo and Kim Quick in 13th and 14th. Joe Marks, Jason Garrett, Brian Abbott, Jason Hughes, James Double Up Brown, James Lehman there, Para James in 19th and 20th, and another James Hearns in 21st, Bale Paradise in 22nd, Wally Towerheimer, James Haney there in 23rd and 25th, and rounding out the field there you can see David Schreck starting 25th. So 25 solid cars here at Watkins Glen for the Multi-League Cup Series, and you can see everybody lined up 2 by 2 following that iRacing Mustang pace car down to the final turns here at Watkins Glen. 11, I believe, is the number of turns here at Watkins Glen, and really looking forward to the racing action here. And you can see gorgeous racing facility, one of my favorite road courses here in NASCAR and in the iRacing simulator, mainly because of the muscle memory. But there you see the iRacing Mustang pace car dipping on down, taking a right-hand turn this time. Green flag is in the air. It's a drag race down that big old front stretch heading down to turn number 1. Looks like Scott Patton's going to get the advantage over Ken Huber there in the 30 Caterpillar machine, but 30 is not going to be outbroken. He's going to slide back just a little bit, following the tire tracks of check that, Scott Patton in the 46 machine, and keep on going up through the S's here. And this is going to be a great race, folks. You can see single file now pretty much all the way through the field, and still relatively tight, but Scott Patton, Ken Huber starting to pull away from the field just a little bit. Wesley Holland there in the 41 Ford, he's running in that 3rd position, and you can see from that big old wide shot, it's a great racing facility here, going through the dogleg here on lap number 1. Looks like no harm, no foul, so really good, exciting first lap. Seems like it's a relatively clean lap so far here at the Watkins Glen, and you can already see Scott Patton doing his homework, really starting to gap that Ken Huber machine in the 30th spot. And you can see everybody snaking out of that turn there with the iRacing banner going across the little bridge there, and they heading down into the last corner into the Watkins Glen here. Second to last corner, I believe. I'll figure this stuff out. I've only been at this track for many, many times. There we go, on the straightaway here, crossing the start-finish line, and Scott Patton's going to lead lap number 1 here. I believe the pits frequency here, we're only going to have one green flag pit stop here. No caution laps here tonight at the Watkins Glen Speedway. It just takes too long for a caution lap here at the road course, so we're going to go green flag for 30 laps, and I believe these drivers are going to be pitting one time, potentially 2. We've seen a couple of drivers here in many different leads where they'll split the race into 2 pits right at the halfway marker, but we've also seen some drivers kind of split it into 10 lap sections and get different sets of tires. Still clean and green here at Watkins Glen, and very excited to have you here with us. Thanks so much for tuning in here on the YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you found us here on the social media outlets. Be sure to give us a like and a subscribe. Let us know where you're watching from, and really looking forward to the upcoming winter and fall season here. So taking a quick peek here at the YouTube chat. It's always cool to see some of the drivers jump again. James Lehman saying he messed up both of his qualifying laps. It's a tough break there, but see if we can get a James Lehman check run through the field. He's currently in the 12th position. He's already up 8 spots in that 05 Toyota. One of the good-looking paint schemes here. Valvoline on the quarter panels on that Toyota Camry. You can see he's thundering down into the turns. Really seems like that car's set up quite well. Just a tough break. Biggest mover here so far, already up 8 positions. Biggest loser so far at this point. Don't want to call him a loser, but the guy that's lost the most positions, Michael Melfeld Jr., down 15 spots currently in last in 25th. So might have been a little bit of a racing incident there. We'll take a look here. You can see the most exciting battle right now. Daniel Ferguson in the 25 car, trying to chase down these 2 guys that are side by side, Jeff Merck and Vern Markheim there for 7th and 8th. And you can see Merck goes way, way wide there. It gives the lane, pardon me, the preferred lane to Vern Markheim, the points leader. And he's going to not quite drive off into the sunset. He's still got Jeff Merck all over his back bumper there as they thunder into the back part of this racetrack. They're going to come down in through the last couple of turns here, and you can see Jeff Merck pretty hooked up. He's going to take the inside here in the final turn, take Vern Markheim, and he's going to bring the 25 of Charlie Widener with him as well. Check that. Going to bring the 25 of Daniel Ferguson with him as well. So he gets around the point leader, Vern Markheim, and that puts Vern back into the position that he started in. And you can see the 95 car of Charlie Widener closing in on the 33 of Vern Markheim as well. So it's great racing here, about the second half of the top 10 or so. Drivers really picking up and putting down these lap times. Up front, still about a half a second lead. Here you can see it. Ken Huber still trying to chase down Scott Patton, but doesn't quite have the advantage that he had earlier on. But you can see he's still only got about a 5-car length lead there in that 46 machine. So doing a great job. Scott Patton has the clean air right now and doing what he can to hold off the 30 car and doing what he can to make sure that he holds on to the lead for as long as he can, and he wants to hold on to it for the very last lap here, at least the 30 marker. So working lap number 4 already here of 30. 25 laps to go here once we cross the stripe, and it's been pretty relatively clean here so far throughout the Watkins Glen International Speedway. Multi-League Cup Series always putting on a phenomenal show here on the ovals, the short tracks, the big races, the big racetracks rather, and the road courses. And we've got a couple of road courses coming up. Well, we've got one more after this one, the Indianapolis road course coming up next Thursday, and very exciting to see that. We've actually got the Sims 500 group on Monday. They're going to be running Indianapolis oval, so that'll be cool to see the 2 different styles and the 2 different ways of racing an Indy road course. Taking a quick peek here, a little bit further back in the pack, battle for about 15th here. Kim Quick, Brian Abbott, Jason Hughes, and Gary Woolbolt right in the pack here, solid pack, kind of racing for position. Seems like everybody's pretty much single file. You see Gary Woolbolt going to try and almost outbrake Jay Smoke there in a 58 SRX car in the dog leg, but he thinks better of it and falls right back into his tire tracks there as they work in the last couple of turns off the racetrack. But great racing here throughout Watkins Glen. You always see that there's going to be a couple of drivers that really seem to check out pretty far ahead, and everybody else kind of battling for position here. But great little battle here for about 12th on back, and everybody pretty much single file here. And it gives us an opportunity here with these green flag runs all the way through the field to kind of sift through the field and really show where all the drivers are. And speaking of which, you can now see on the right side of your screen there a little track map. Each one of those numbers is actually the position that the driver is in. So you're able to look over, see what position the car is, and then look over on the left-hand side of your screen with the main TV scoring tower and find out exactly where your favorite driver is running. You can see the number 1 car heading on down into the hairpin turn there. Scott Patton in the 46 car, still the current leader, has about a half a second over Ken Huber. Not quite able to shake him just yet. And heading on down into the final 2 turns of this racetrack. And there you see Schulte getting a little bit out of shape there back and forth in the 81 Kellogg's machine. But he gets on around into 3rd place, gets around Wesley Holland and sets his sight now on the 2nd place car of Ken Huber. And it's going to be one of those deals here. 2.5 seconds back to 3rd place. I think Andrew Schulte's got plenty of time to catch these top 2 drivers, but it's going to be a matter of trying to get around them, to try and pass them. And Scott Patton really picking up and putting down these lap times here. Take a quick peek. We can actually switch on over the timing and scoring tower. 1 minute 13.90 seconds. Ken Huber actually a little bit faster last time by. And oh, look at that. Andrew Schulte even faster than that. 1:13.54 the lap time. And you can see, other than James Lehman, who's back in 8th position, gained another couple of spots there in the 05 car. Up 12 on the night so far. Doing a great job holding on to that. And you can see a couple of cars there on pit road. The 123 of Michael Milfeld Jr. and a James Haney in the 55, both on pit road. And you can see it actually looks like James Haney has been on pit road for about a lap or so. Michael Milfeld Jr. in the 123 car just getting ready to get off pit road there, so he's going to rejoin the field. And you can see the 22nd place car there as well. David Schreck in the 9 car on the just getting into turn 1 as Scott Patton, Ken Huber coming into the last turn. So in danger of going down a lap here in a few. And you can see just how quickly Scott Patton is able to kind of close in on that dot there on the track map on the right side of your screen. So take a quick camera change here to see if we can check in on Dave Schreck and see what's going on. You can see there in the distance out of the lead cars. Looks like there's a little bit of damage on the front of that car, so we might have missed a little bit of an incident there. But Dave Schreck under attack here from some of the lead lap drivers as he gets on into the dog leg here and get back into the couple of turns. Scott Patton, Ken Huber still holding on to 1 and 2. Andrew Schulte, Wesley Holland, and Christopher Davis rounding out the top 5. Mike the Dart Herder and the 117 car running 6. Jeff Merck, James Lehman, Daniel Ferguson, and points leader Vern Markheim currently rounding out the top 10. And these 2 drivers, a little bit of a wiggle there for Scott Patton, but he holds on to it with the second to last turn. And you can see just how close the 3rd and 4th drivers are. They're about 2.5 seconds or so back. Maybe check that, 3 seconds back. So they're still within striking distance here of the leaders, but not quite where they need to be. And that was a great corner there by Ken Huber. Really cut into the lead by a car length or 2. But then you can see Scott Patton really motors off the turns here. And they're going to get into turn number 1. And as they exit, I think we're going to see the 22nd place car of David Schreck, the number 9 Ford, enter the picture here as we're coming up the S's. There you saw just a glimpse up there on the right side of your screen. Makes me wonder if this is going to affect the lead at all, or if these drivers are going to be able to get on by, and it looks like they're going to be able to get on by just fine. Both leaders get on around the 9 car, no harm, no foul, and it actually looks like Ken Huber closed in the gap right on the back bumper as they enter into the dogleg here. You can see he checks up a little bit. Oh, a little messy on the rumble strips there for Scott Patton coming out of the dogleg. And there you can see it. Ken Huber's going to jump on down onto the inside, the preferred line here on the second to last turn, side by side as these guys motor on into the last couple of turns here. Give the advantage to Scott Patton. He's going to hold on to it right now. Ken Huber wanted to know that he's able to do that and he wanted Scott to know that he's got enough car. Oh, you can see another sloppy turn there for Scott Patton. He's doing a lot of, I don't want to call it mirror driving, but he's looking up in the mirror, seeing where Ken Huber is, and another great corner there. Ken Huber gets on the inside and drag race down across the stripe, at the stripe. Give it to Scott Patton, but they're going to motor down into turn number one. Ken Huber's got the preferred line down on the inside. He's going to try and outbrake Scott Patton, and in fact, he does. Slide job. How many times do you hear slide job at Watkins Glen, especially here in the iRacing service? Ken Huber moving himself in the lead with 21 laps to go as they motor on up through the S's, and this is really going to show the difference between the two cars, between Ken Huber and Scott Patton. We've seen Ken's had a great couple of corners here, past couple of laps, really been able to hold on to the back bumper of Scott Patton, and now that he's got a little bit of clean air there, you can see he's kind of gapping the 46 car just a little bit, and he's able to really kind of stretch the legs out on his car, and this is one of the better tracks, or one of the better corners rather, for Ken Huber. You can see puts another couple of car lengths on that 46 car, but as these two guys have been battling for the lead, you can see Andrew Schulte and Wesley Holland, they've cut about a second out of their lead so far without kind of slowing themselves down at all. You can see Andrew Schulte in the 81 Kellogg's car holding off Wesley Holland in the 41 Ford. We've seen Wesley Holland very, very quick here in the Multi-League Cup Series, as is Andrew Schulte, but running for third and fourth right now. Kind of giving each other a little bit of room, it looks like, just making sure that they know there's still 20 laps to go here, 1/3 of the race done, 2/3 of it to go. A little bit of a wiggle there for the 81, but he holds on to it, keeps on motoring up through the S's, and they set their sights on Ken Huber, Scott Patton, who you can see there just at the top of the hill. We'll slide on back a little bit further, take a look at fifth place, all by himself, all by him lonesome. Here is the Tim Hortons number 38 car, Christopher Davis, one of the two Canadians in the field here, highest running Canadian running in the fifth position. You can see it's got a little bit of a gap here, but then it's a three-way dance back here for the sixth position. Mike Erder, James Lehman, and Jeff Merck kind of running nose to tail here as they get on through the dog legs. The 117 black ground car getting chased down, looks like by the Valvoline car, as well as the Skeeter Boats car, the number 60 car. Jeff Merck, one of the fan favorites here. And slide on back, Daniel Ferguson, he's got a good view of this in the 25 Aflac machine and the Toyota there on the number 25. He's got a little bit of distance to make up here, but he's still in the starting position. He started in ninth, and not really under attack too much, but a little bit further back in the distance is the current points leader, Vernon Markheim, in the number 33 car. One of the good-looking paint scheme on that machine. And speaking of good-looking paint schemes, one of my favorite paint schemes is the 95 car right behind him, the Spam car. Charlie Widener holding on to the 11th position, just outside the top 10, looking in. He's going to try and close up the gap between him and Vernon Markheim, see if he can kind of capitalize on the 10th place spot. Eric Talent there in the 5 car. Kind of holding his own here, about 4 seconds behind Charlie Widener and about 6 seconds ahead of the 79 car. Jason Garrett currently in 13th spot, and there you can see the in-and-out car in the corners, out of the corners, going up the hill, and getting him a burger and a shake or whatever else they sell there at In-N-Out. We're up in New England here, so we don't have any In-N-Out burgers, so I'm not sure what their specialty items are, but we'll definitely have to check it out. If you're in the comments and you go to In-N-Out, let us know what your go-to meal is. A little bit of a wiggle there getting into the dog leg, but holds on to it. The 79 car doing just fine. Speaking of dog legs, there's the 78, the other Canadian in the field here tonight. He's up 7 spots. In the 14th position is James Hearns, and you can see the Rising car doing a great job holding on to the yellow line there. Brian Abbott right behind him in the 82 Ford. Gary Woldbow also part of this little three-way dance here, back in the 14th, 15th, and 16th position. And James Brown in the double odds car back in the 17th spot, holding on to a relatively respectable spot, up 2 spots from where he qualified. Bill Paradise in 18th, Jason Hughes in 19th, Wally Towerheimer, there he is in the 75 Ford, Miller Lite car, looks like. Holding on to the 20th position, 1-2-3 kid, Michael Milfeld Jr., the last car on the lead lap, holding on to the 21st. Dave Schreck, Kim Quick, James Haney, and Joe Marks rounding out the field. We'll check in with the leaders. There you see Ken Huber still holding on to Scott Patton. Scott Patton still holding on to the back bumper of that number 30 Caterpillar machine. So this race is going to, I think it's going to go all the way through the race here, all 30 laps, I think. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with pit stops. We do know these guys did have a happy hour session, practice, a 2-hour additional practice session about 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Don't have the qualifying speeds, but you can bet these guys were both in there. It seems like each and every week they put in a lot of extra practice time and laps to make sure that their setup is 100% and make sure that everything is good to go for race time. It shows each and every time. Scott Patton has a handful of wins here in the Multi-League Cup Series. Most wins throughout the field. We'll have to double check timing and scoring and double check the points off of the Facebook group, but lots of wins there for that 46 machine, and you can see really trying to kind of close in. He's trying a couple of different lines here throughout the racetrack, trying to close back in on that bumper of Ken Huber and doing his homework right now, really trying to see where that 30 car is stronger, where he's weaker, where he could potentially get up and around him. And you can see he's got to be careful because he does have third and fourth kind of looming there about 3 seconds back. Andrew Schulte in the 81 Kellogg's car still holding on to third, and Wesley Holland there in fourth. And then it's quite a stretch on back to Christopher Davis in that fifth position. You can see it's about 11 seconds over or behind the leader. And Scott Patton actually going to dip on down pit road here just before halfway. This could be big. We've seen tire wear happen in funny ways here at Watkins, Glen, especially on these road courses. So it makes me wonder if Scott Patton comes down pit road, Daniel Ferguson, Wally Tarheimer, Vernon Barkheim down on pit road as well. James Haney has been on pit road for a couple of laps here, getting some damage worked on. But this is going to be big. It's going to be an extra lap for Scott Patton on the track with fresher tires. And it makes me wonder just what the lap times are going to be and if he's going to be able to make up any kind of time here on Ken Huber in the 30 machine. And we'll see if this is going to kind of force the issue. Oh, a little bit of a sloppy turn there for Ken Huber in one of his best corners on the racetrack. A little bit of a puff of smoke there trying to avoid calamity. But by the time he got there, it looks like the car was already out of the harm's way. And you can see Ken closing in on the last couple of corners here. And we'll see if he's going to come down pit road. Scott Patton rejoins the field in the 10th position, but everybody ahead of him still has to come down pit road at least one time here. And you can see Ken Huber going to make that hard right-hand turn. And let's do the work. He's going to come down to the attention of his pit crew. Here comes the fourth place car, Wesley Holland, currently third place. He's going to come down and get service to his machine as well. The Christopher Davis is going to come down in the fifth spot. So Andrew Schulte going to inherit the lead here, lead himself a lap or two before coming down pit road in that Kellogg's number 81. And we'll see just where Scott Patton is on track. You can see he's going to come out of this final turn, and this is going to be big. This is going to be the race for the lead as Jason Hughes is down on pit road. Ken Huber, Mike Erder, Charlie Widener, all these drivers down on pit road. And you can see Scott Patton drives on by Ken Huber, and he's going to have a huge advantage, a longer pit stop for Ken Huber, it looks like, and that's going to put a lot of distance between the 46 and the 30, and definitely not the pit stop that the 30 was looking for. Let's see if we can pull up some times here between these drivers and find out exactly where the issue might have been here for the number 30. We'll see these drivers, Patton with a 14.7 second stop and a 15.1 there for Ken Huber. So that's definitely a tough break for the 30 team. And we'll see where, if he's able to close that back up or if he's able to make it happen here for the final battle here. It's about 3 seconds now between Ken Huber and Scott Patton. There you can see on your screen just about. They're still currently running fourth and fifth, and that's going to get one more spot. James Lehman in the 05 Toyota. He's going to give up the third position and come on down pit road. There you can see Jay Smoke in the 58 driving on by underneath our cameras. And Andrew Schulte is still holding on to the lead here. He wants to lead as many laps as he possibly can here, and he's going to hold on to that lead for at least one more lap as he's going to go through the dog leg. He's actually catching up to the 14th place car of Brian Abbott. Brian Abbott, the last car currently on the lead lap, the number 82 car. And he's doing the best he can to try and hold on to that lead. You see a nice wide turn there for the 81 of Schulte. And Big wiggle coming out, so you can tell the tires have gone away on that car as he approaches the second to last turn here at Watkins Glen. And a couple more drivers down on pit road. Eric Talent, James Hearns, they're down getting service to their machines, the 5 and the 78 respectively. Getting 4 fresh tires and a tank full of fuel, and well, you made it halfway, so the second half should be no problem if you've got the same 4 tires, or a new set of 4 tires, and the same amount of fuel. And you can see Andrew Schulte, he's going to drive on by one more time, and he's losing a little bit of time. You can see there's a car right behind him. I want to say that's the 63 there of Gary Woldbolt, and it is. He was closing up in him, but as he got into turn number 1, it looks like on the exit he got a little bit on the sloppy side, hit the rumble strips and lost a little bit of time. But the 63 car, fresh tires there, the Beechcraft car, and he's trying to close back in on the leader of Andrew Schulte to see if he can get one of his laps back, or get his lap back the hard way. And then he's got quite a bit of a distance to go around this racetrack and battle for position, but at least at that point won't be any kind of lap down or anything like that. And you can see Jeff Merck currently in second place, is 12 seconds, almost 13 seconds on back from the leader, and Scott Patton is in third right now, 22 seconds on back. But those drivers have come down pit lane. Scott Patton eventually looks like going to inherit the lead here once these top 2 drivers, Jeff Merck in second and Andrew Schulte in first, come down pit road to get service to their machine. And here comes the 63. Looks like he's gathered it back up, gathered his head on straight, and he's holding on to that wheel. And he's going to get his lap back here because the 81 going to come down pit road, give up the lead, and get some service to his machine. So holding on to a couple of laps led, wanted to get into the history books here for the Multi-League Cup Series. And you can see Jeff Merck going to give up that second position as well. He's going to come down pit road, get service, and you can see just off the corner of your screen there, that's where Scott Patton and company are going to come off. Just got around Jay Smoke there in the 58 SRX Series car, putting him 1 lap down there. Jason Hughes in the 58 car, and that's going to be the lead for Scott Patton. You can see, and he's picking up the end of the field here, closing back in on that 15th place car. Check that 16th place car right in front of him there. Nope, that's Kim Quick right in front of him. Kim Quick in the number 21 car going to heat way to the leaders. Let Scott go on by multiple laps down. It looks like Kim Quick, a couple of issues earlier on here in the show, but Scott Patton holding on to the lead. He's going to shoot down to the dog leg, and he's looking good right now. He knows he's got about a 2.5 second cushion between he and second place Ken Huber, and he is going to try and take advantage of that. He gets through the lap traffic, no fuss, no muss, no coconuts, and now he's going to close in on the 16th place car, James Brown in the 00 car. He's got a little bit of ways to go before he catches him, so he's got some clean racetrack to kind of deal with, and doesn't necessarily have to work around any lap traffic right now. And once he gets around that 16th place car of James Brown, he's got quite a bit of racetrack, actually looking like the 15th place car of Gary Woldbolt having some issues. 63 car finds some of the tire barriers there in the safer barrier and gets himself spun around, some damage there on the right front, and you can see a couple of drivers coming out of that turn to take advantage. And you can hear the motor. It sounds a little bit on the sour side, so not quite how Gary Woldbolt wanted to run the night, but it looks like he's gathered everything back up, and everything appears to be running A-OK for the 63 car. Just losing a bit of time. Taking a peek on into the 4th place car, Andrew Schulte gave up the lead here a few laps ago. He got passed by Wesley Holland on the racetrack. You can see he's getting around the 556 car of Bill Paradise, one of the lap cars, first car 1 lap down there in the 18th position. Andrew Schulte definitely ate his cornflakes this morning. Car looks really, really good as he gets on into the dog leg, bounces off those rumble strips there, and has a great corner into the second to last corner here at Watkins Glen. And awesome job. 81 car looks clean all the way through. Big slide there, but he holds on to it. Just kind of showing off a little bit, it looks like, letting everybody know that the cameras are on him and the attention is on him. And some exciting action all the way through the field. There you can see another quick check on the 63 Gary Woldbolt, still holding on to the 15th spot. There you see James Lehman in the 13th, up 7 spots. Biggest gainer right in front of him, though, is James Hearns in the 78 car. He's up 9 spots from where he qualified in the Ryzen 79 Mustang, and a good-looking race car there. Always cool to see different computer parts kind of represented here in the iRacing world, and that's one of the cool things about iRacing, especially with some of the talented painters like our leader right now, Scott Patton, you can pretty much run whatever kind of race car you want here in the iRacing world. It's you pick the sponsors, the logos, a little bit of damage there on the right front quarter panel of the 05 of Lehman, but it seems to be running okay. There's the 41 of Wesley Holland currently running in a third, and the 556 now Barrel Paradise in the 18th spot. Has a little bit of the 79 car to deal with there. Jason Garrett right in his tire tracks trying to close in and get that in and out car up towards the front and a little bit further up than in the running order in any sense. But we'll check on the leader. There's Scott Patton. You saw in that wide shot Ken Huber trying to close in just a little bit, but it's a 3.5 second gap now between the top two drivers. And that's a tough spot to be in when you're in second place. You knew you were right all over the back bumper of that driver, and pit stops happened, and it was a tough break for the 30 car. Didn't quite have the the pit stop that he wanted. Scott Patton doing a great job. He's been closing in on the 63 car. Just saw him get into a little bit of an issue there a few laps back, and he's still trying to hold on to the car, but he gets on around no problem. And it's pretty much setting his sight now. 9 laps to go. 2/3 of this race gone. Very, very quickly going through this race here at Watkins Glen. And it's been a great race here so far. Scott Patton holding on to the lead. Ken Huber gained about a half a second that last lap, that last time by the scoring monitor. You can see over there on the left side of your screen, the Bedane TV scoring tower, keeping track of where everybody is on track and where everybody is position-wise. And you can see it really does seem like that 30 car is starting to close the gap on Scott Patton, the current leader right now. And you can take a peek here at that 30 car. Really seems to close up time in the last couple of corners here. They're wide, quick corners, and a little bit further back is Wesley Holland and Andrew Schulte, the 3rd and 4th place cars, dealing with a little bit of lap traffic, it appears, in the 4th position for Andrew Schulte. You can see he gets around Kim Quick there, and a couple of cars in front of him between himself and that 3rd position. There you can see Jason Hughes in the SRX car trying to make the best of his night. First car appearing to be, or the last car rather, on the lead lap. Nope, he is a lap down. Jason Hughes in the 58 car. Now he's a lap down to the 81 car. And just trying to hold on to the best points tonight that he could possibly get here. Not quite the biggest fan of road racing, and I get that. I'm not big on road racing myself. It's a blast. I love doing it, but I'm not fast when I do it. So that's why I'm up here in the booth, and these guys are out on the racetrack. And you can see Ken Huber losing the little bit of time that he was able to close on up. Lost it right back there, back to a 3-second gap now between 1st and 2nd. You can see that one corner right there, 2.5 tenths of a second was gained. But I don't think with 7 laps to go, if he does that each and every lap, I don't think there's going to be enough time for the 30 car to close up in on the back bumper of that Scott Patton machine, unless we've seen many times before that we've had some of these leaders make last lap mistakes or mistakes towards the end of the race. So we'll see what goes down here throughout the track. And man, just great racing here at Watkins Glen. Second time we've been here this week. Just saw Monday night Daniel Falkingham coming home with a victory. Very, very strong victory over Kevin King in the Sim 500 Trans Service Cup Series on Monday night here. They ran 50 laps at Watkins Glen. A little bit shorter distance here tonight from the Multi-League Cup Series, but still very action-packed. And you can see Ken Huber closing in again within 2.5 seconds. So he gained about a half a second or so on that last time by. And you can tell because Scott Patton did come down pit road a lap earlier than the 30 car. So it makes me wonder if those tires are in fact starting to wear off just a little bit. And you can see Scott is just a little bit slower than Ken Huber here on the last couple of laps. And lap 21 there, you see big gains for the 30 car, or big gains for the 30 car, but relatively close times within about a quarter, half second or so between the leader and the second place car. And it's still about 5 seconds on back from 2nd to 3rd. Wesley Holland in the 41 car, pretty much all by himself at this point, holding on to that 3rd position. Andrew Schulte a little bit further on back, late pit stop in the race. So those tires might come into play once we get a little bit closer to the end here. 6 laps to go on the board. Christopher Davis now in the 38 car, getting around the 556. It's not a battle for position, but Christopher Davis doing a great job holding on to a top 5. Jeff Merck behind him a little bit further on back in the 60 car, and Mike Erder all over the back bumper of Jeff Merck, rather. As you can see, they deal with the 556 Intel lap car. They get on around no harm, no foul. Daniel Ferguson now in the 25 Aflac car, just getting into the bus stop, as it were. Hits those rumble strips nice and clean, gets on through, sets himself up for the final couple of corners there. And Vern Markheim in a 33 car, the points leader, holding on to a pretty hefty points lead over second place. Currently running in the 9th spot with Charlie Widener still all over his back bumper. These two have been at it all race long and really putting on a bit of a clinic here. Kind of running right in the tire tracks. That Spam car closing in the back bumper. Behind them, a little bit further on back, quite a ways on back, Eric Talent in the 5 car holding on to the 11th spot. He's got James Hearns right behind him, the 78 Rising car. Saw him earlier on, the second Canadian here in the field. Those guys running 5th and 12th right now. Brian Abbott in the 82 car. Three-way dance here. Brian Abbott, James Lehman, and Gary Woldbolt, the 82, the 05, and the 63. Look at that 82 car. That is a gorgeous paint scheme. A little bit of an urban camouflage type deal, purple and black and silver. It's got the chrome in there. The Third Rock Racing number 82. Always a good-looking paint scheme. That one, I'm kind of digging that one. We'll have to see if we can potentially maybe steal that from one of the Verdane Racing cars. But that's a good-looking paint scheme there on the 82 of Brian Abbott. And James Lehman right behind in there. Gary Woldbolt trying to hold on to the 15th spot. We saw him get pointed in the wrong direction there in the Beechcraft Cessna 63 car, or Cessna rather, Camaro. And he's doing his best. He's holding on to the 15th spot, right about where he qualified. James Brown behind him there. And the 00 car about 7 or 8 seconds on back. Just getting onto that front straightaway. And you can see a gaggle of cars here. Jason Hughes, Jason Garris, there's Kim Quick. And the 21 car holding on to 21st position. Bill Paradise back here with the 56 as well. And you can see just a couple of lap cars. Not quite tangled up, but they're running with the lap cars. There's the 556. He's going to move way wide and let Vern Markheim and Charlie Widener get on by without any kind of problems. But check back into the leaders here. Still 14 cars on the lead lap. James Lehman in that 05 Toyota, last car on the lead lap. Gary Woldbolt in the 63, the first car, 1 lap down to the leader, Scott Patton. And we can see Scott now on the lead right now. Still 2.5 seconds. Very consistent between these top 2 drivers, Scott Patton and Ken Huber. Scott Patton looks like he may potentially close in on that 20th place car of Michael Milfelt Jr., the 1-2-3 kid there in the Camry. You can see on the right side of your screen there, that's that track map has the 20th place car, and you can see just a quick glimpse there of the camera. So we'll see if that's going to affect the lead at all. 2.4 seconds now the gap, and Ken Huber really needs to turn the afterburners on in that 30 Caterpillar car. Needs to get that Caterpillar singing and humming as hard as he possibly can to see if he can close back in on the back bumper of Scott Patton. And Scott Patton needs to go through and make sure that he's got 2.5 laps of perfection. And we've seen many times here before, and I believe it's actually happened to Scott here a couple of times on the road courses where we've made it to the final pair of laps, and a big mistake, a big misjudgment kind of hinders the lead just a little bit. And you can see a little bit of a slip up there. Ken Huber was really able to close in. Now 2 seconds is the gap. This is going to get entertaining, folks, here. We're going to cross the stripe, final couple of turns here on this lap. We're going to get the popsicle sticks this time by crossing the stripe, and Ken Huber smells blood in the water. You can hear the Jaws music playing in the background. He sees that back bumper of that leader. He sees that mistake before that mistake happens. Scott Patton doing everything he possibly can. Needs to have 2 crystal clear laps as he shoots on down into turn number 1. Great entry, great exit, hits the rumble strips, no problem. Ken Huber right there, though, has a cleaner corner, closes in on another 10th. He's really starting to reel in that 46 car, and you can tell it potentially could be that 1 lap fresher tires that the number 30 car has underneath that car. We'll really see here within the next couple of laps the final 2 laps, the final lap and a half here at Watkins Glen International Speedway here in upstate New York. Scott Patton, a little bit sloppy getting into the bus stop. Ken Huber saw it, and he's going to hold on. He's going to stick that car right to it. Closes in 6, 7, 8/10 of a second that lap just by a sloppy entry on the bus stop there. 1.3 seconds is the gap between Scott Patton and Ken Huber in the lead, and you can see a lap car. James Lehman, big trouble. Right side of that car is toast. Looks like he may very well be out of fuel in that 05 car. Tough break for Lehman. He's going to go a lap down, currently holding on to the 14th spot. But the battle is up front. Scott Patton leading, coming to the white flag, white rag in the air. You can see it. There's the flag man waving it. Ken Huber all over the back bumper, closing in within a second now. He needs a good corner here, going to get down into the entry. Scott Patton needs to have the perfect lap, needs to hold on to it, needs to make sure that he's not looking in the mirror too much. He wants to know where Ken Huber is, but he needs to concentrate out the windshield. Don't want to look in the mirror, because here comes Ken Huber. 1.1 seconds now between he and the leader, and he's just waiting to capitalize on that 46 car to make a mistake. Scott Patton trying to do everything he possibly can. This is where he messed up last time by, getting into the bus stop. That's in the back of his head. He gets into the entry just fine. Gets out of the exit, hits the rumble strips, both sides. Great entry and exit there for the 46 car of Scott Patton. Couple of big wide turns here coming on down to the second to last lap. Second to last corner here. Nice and wide at that point. He's got to hold on to it. Ken Huber closes in just a little bit more, but not quite enough. He's able to pick up a draft a little bit here, and you can see he'll probably close in just enough. Final 2 corners for the 46 Stone River Outfitters car, the 46 car. Scott Patton coming on down the final turn. Here he comes. All he's got to do is mash the throttle, hope the thing sticks, and there it does. Checkered flag is in the air. Scott Patton in the 46 car going to come home. There you see the 05 of James Lehman, just barely able to cross the stripe, and Ken Huber going to cross the stripe in second position. Fantastic run there to the finish for the 46 and the 30. Hats off to those guys. There you see Wesley Holland is going to finish in third, and here comes Andrew Schulte in the 81 car. He's going to come home fourth. Jeff Merck is coming through the last couple of turns here. Great racing here throughout the field. Awesome showing. These road racing, so a couple of road racing ringers, I guess we can call them here. But man, oh man, a great race at Watkins Glen for sure. Congratulations to Scott Patton. He's gonna drive straight on through the cones in the bus stop. Doesn't want to have to make that turn anymore, and he's gonna come on through and get ready to burn them on down there on the front straightaway. And definitely well deserved the winner here, Scott Patton, in this race. And man, oh man, we'll get the running order here up on the top of your screen as soon as the last car crosses the stripe, and you can see just a great showing here. 30 laps at Watkins Glen in the books. Less than an hour. How about that? These guys really putting on a heck of a show here on Thursday nights, and we're very happy to have them here on Verdane TV, and excited to see the championship come down to a close here. We're closing in on the championship playoffs here coming up in a couple of weeks, and very exciting to have that. And you can see Scott Patton now back on the front stretch right at the start-finish line. He's going to get ready to burn those tires down, and you can see a couple of cars, a car in the background here just kind of trying to cross the line here, and he's going to get a congratulatory little bump ski there from the 41 of Wesley Holland, and waves at him with all 5 fingers, and he's getting ready to burn him on down. And well, he's trying his best to burn him on down. That first gear is one heck of a doozy. But we'll see if we can actually pull Scott up while he's trying to get that first gear to grab that pavement. Scott, great run here. I don't know about the burnout. There we go. We got a little smoke coming from those rear tires. Congratulations. Great run.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. That was a huge mental battle on that race there, but feels good to be in victory lane again with the Stone River Outfitters ZL1. Appreciate all you guys at Verdane TV up there.
100%. We saw definitely a mental game towards the end of the race. We made mention a couple of times. Even you yourself here at these road courses, last lap mistakes and are a big thing to watch out for with 2 laps to go. Got a little bit sloppy in that bus stop. Did you know you were going to be able to recover from that? Or were you worried about Ken Huber closing in up behind you? Or talk to us about those last couple of laps coming to the checker.
Yeah, for sure. I was worried about Ken the entire race, man. I told him on the chat there after the race, it feels good to to take him down finally heads up. He is the master of these road courses, so it feels great to take one over somebody that's as talented as he is. So, yeah, that bus stop was giving me trouble all night. I thought I had it down in practice, and then it seems like the last half of the race, I could not hit that thing to save my life. So I just had to bring the car to a complete stop to get it to go back to the left. So missed it definitely several times, but yeah, I was worried about Ken, but I kind of knew it was a mental game, like I said, that if I could just minimize my own mistakes, I was pretty confident that he wouldn't be able to get to me. So knowing that, just kind of took my time, try to stay disciplined, but I'm kidding not when I say that last lap, I was literally having flashbacks of Coda back there a few weeks ago when I blew it on the last lap. So I was doing everything I could to keep it together and take it to the checkered, and here we are.
100%, a great run. You guys put on a fantastic battle, even all the way up through pit stops. Coming down earlier by a lap or two than Ken Huber to get the fresher tires earlier on. Did that help mid-race or so, or was that kind of a setup for the end of the race? Talk to us about the pit strategy.
Yeah, that was kind of a last-minute decision. Like I said, it was a mental game. I knew once Ken got by me, it's kind of my own mental game too, of knowing that I tend to make more mistakes when I'm behind somebody that I'm trying to, that's that talented, and they've got the lead up front. So I thought if I short pit him, duck into pit road, kind of sneak in without him seeing me, I would at least get a lap of fresh tires and hopefully get a 2-second gap, much like we did, kind of play it out just as we had hoped. And that kind of put him on the offense behind us 3 seconds back. And I think he got caught up in a little bit of lap traffic and then kind of putting the pressure on him to watch the laps count down. And I knew that I could just hit my marks and do it as smooth as I could. And yeah, it all worked out. So yeah, it was all kind of the big part of the big plan and the mental part of the games you got to play to beat somebody as talented as Ken.
And still enough fuel in the tank to give a little bit of a bumpski there to the 05 car, James Lehman. Still finally off track. He got that 05 car down into the garage area. But a great run, definitely a phenomenal showing here at the road course here at Watkins Glen. One more next week, Indianapolis. You got anything for him?
I don't know. I like to think we do, but I have not turned a single lap there. So we got plenty of work to do this week leading up to that one. First time on the bricks of the road course. So looking forward to that one. Spend some time in the practice rooms and see what we got for him.
Now we got 6 days and 7 nights between here and there, so we're looking forward to it next Thursday night. And congratulations here on the win. What's that, 53 wins on the season now?
52, I think. 52.
52. Congratulations, Scott. I'll give you an opportunity here to thank anybody on the car, in the car, around the car, who gets it done for the 4016.
Appreciate it. All like I said, Stone River Outfitters are our title sponsor for the series here. It's a fly tying shop in the Northeast in Amherst, New Hampshire. My buddy of mine, great friend of mine, Matt LaVenture, owns that shop. All your fly tying needs, you can check them out at stoneriveroutfitters.com as well as on Facebook. They ship anywhere in the U.S. And yeah, I think that's about it. You guys certainly have Vidane TV, and my wife, my beautiful wife upstairs, certainly for allowing me to do this way more than I should.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you at Indy next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Paul.
We're going to slide down pit road just a little bit further. Waiting in the wings here for his interview, Wesley Holland, the third place finisher in the 41 Ford. Wesley, great run, great race to the finish here, third place. Talk to us about it.
I mean, it was a good race out there. It was just a solid run. Of course, we had no cautions because we don't run cautions at road courses, so nice and smooth, and kind of just followed my pace. Knew it probably wasn't fast enough to be Scott or Huber, but just ran something that I could finish solid with, not make any mistakes. So I'm glad to finish third to two of the fastest guys in the Cup cars and in the league in general, so I can't complain.
Yeah, and a great race, and we saw the Scott Pat and Ken Huber go back and forth throughout the entire race here, and 30 laps at the Glen is no small feat, and to finish on the podium is definitely a good, solid finish here. And like you said, two of the fastest Cup guys here in the Multi-League Cup Series. With Scott, we were just talking to him, 82 wins on the season. So pretty cool. Definitely good to be able to finish on the podium here. Did you have any kind of pit strategy where you're going to kind of break it up into two spots, pit right at halfway originally, or did the chess pieces just kind of fall into where they fell?
I knew I was going to split it in half, either lap 14 or lap 15, but probably should have pitted when Scott came down. I don't know if it would have changed anything for me, but maybe would have made it a little closer. But I mean, like I said before, I don't think I had anything for him I just wanted to finish and have a good points day. So that's pretty much what we did.
Good points day indeed, and always easy to play Monday morning quarterback, especially with Vidane TV, where you can check out all of our 500 plus live show replays over on the YouTube page. This one included, and definitely put on a heck of a show here. The 41 car finishing in third. Want to give you an opportunity here, Wesley, to thank anybody on the car, in the car, who gets it done for the 41 team, who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack.
Just a shout out to the boys over there at Bad Apple Racing. You guys up there doing these broadcasts are pretty awesome to watch, rewatch. It's a pretty cool thing. Shout out to Scott. He painted this nice patented paints Ford Mustang for tonight. So this was its maiden voyage, and I'm glad I got it up here on the podium.
And absolutely put on one heck of a show doing it. Congratulations on the third place finish here. You got anything for Indy next week?
Another road course. Yay, me. Nah, I mean, it's just 1 week at a time with these road courses. I mean, I've been trying to get better, and nobody better to watch than these guys that dominate these road course races. So just go out there and learn, I guess. Haven't even set foot on that track yet, so we'll see.
Looking forward to the race 7 days from now, and we're closing in on the championship playoffs here coming up in a couple of weeks here on Vidane TV. So we'll see you next week. Good luck.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one.
And down just a little bit further on pit road, we're going to catch up with the second place finisher, Ken Huber. Ken, great run to the finish here. Looked like a couple more laps you might have had him. What else did you need to catch that Scott Patton machine?
Oh, well, that's just it. I needed a couple more laps. Scott was really strong. Hats off to Scott, man. I know he put the time in, and I was kind of razzing him about letting me beat him several times this season. And so glad to see you got the win. I got held up in some lap traffic after that set of pit stops. I probably lost 3.5 seconds. Otherwise, he'd have had his hands full. But, that's the way it works out. Depends on where you catch traffic. And unfortunately, I caught it in bad places tonight.
Yeah, and we saw that pretty much exactly how it played out is how you said it. You guys are right on each other's back bumper. You were all over the back bumper of the 46 car. We had the pit stops, and that was about 3 seconds on back. And up until that last lap, 2 laps to go, Scott made a little bit of a mistake there in the bus stop. Did you get a little bit tighter grip on the wheel at that point? Did you see that happen in front of you?
No, I race my line, and whatever happens, then hopefully the race comes to me. That's kind of my technique for road courses, is just run my race, run the track, and if the race comes to me, great. But I didn't actually see him slip up, so I know I gained some time on him, but it wasn't going to be enough. So it's just run my line, try not to make mistakes.
We've heard through a couple of guys at this point that you're one of the quicker guys here in the Cup cars, especially on these road courses. And we're heading off to the road course at Indianapolis next week. You got anything for them?
Oh, I'll be competitive, that's for sure. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know how much these guys are practicing. I haven't had a chance to really practice yet. But yeah, I should have something for them. I'm usually pretty competitive on the road courses.
Definitely put on one heck of a show here at Watkins Glen, coming home with the second place finish. Want to give you the opportunity here, Ken, to thank anybody, friends, sponsors, family, anybody out there watching at home who gets it done for the 30 Caterpillar Camaro.
I always say it, this league gets it done. Congrats again to Scott. I'd like to thank all the league admins. We run 7 days a week, probably, as you said a few times. So thank all the admins. Thank everybody for putting this on. It's a neat hobby, and I really enjoy it.
Absolutely, and a great run, great solid finish here. Good points night here at Watkins Glen as well. We'll see you next week at Indy.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Absolutely. And I want to take just one more quick opportunity here to thank the sponsors that bring this league to us each and every week. PRS Solutions Incorporated, fully insured, quick and easy removal of VCT laminate, wood, tile, and glue down carpet. Give them a shout, 813-732-6828. And also by Kong Beer Bong. Be the life of the party. Make the good times better. Check them out at kong.twodrunk.net. Be sure to let them know that Vidane TV sent you. Stone River Outfitters. You heard Scott Patton coming home with the Stone River Stone River Outfitters car in Victory Lane here. They got the fly tying shop in Amherst, New Hampshire. They're all over the web and they're all over Facebook, so be sure to check them out. And you heard Scott say they ship internationally, or they ship countrywide, so they'll be able to definitely hook you up with all your outdoors and fly fishing needs. Patented Paints, another sponsor there in Victory Lane tonight. Scott Patton, the owner there, one of the official painter of the Multi-League Cup Series and the Multi-League 7 nights a week racing here, twice on Sundays sometimes. So check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Patented Paints, just like it's spelled there on your screen. By Vidane Marketing Solutions, LLC. You concentrate on making the car go fast. We'll take care of the t-shirts and the hats, the website, all that good stuff. Check us out on the web, vidane.net. Check us out on Facebook as well. We do websites, t-shirts, merchandise, all sorts of good stuff. We can make sure that your brand is built the way that it should be. And as always, by your friends up here in the Vidane TV booth, tip the crew, tip.vidane.net. $3 gets us a beer, $10 gets us a beer and a dog, and $25 may very well get us a DoorDash meal. And also by the RSI Group, Kim Quick, your network engineer needs, give him a shout on his cell, 561-252-6126, or check him out on the web, rsigroup.net. We're going to take a quick peek here at the upcoming Vidane TV schedule, entertaining the masses. You can see lots of availability as we get into the fall and winter months here on Vidane TV. Monday night, the Trans Service Cup Series by the Sim 500 group. They're going to be in Indianapolis Oval next Monday night. Wednesday, we're going to see the Tim's Corner Motorsports Live Edition. That's going to be episode number 27. Big time podcast there on Wednesday night at 7, 9:05 after that. Race number 2 for the Loose Lugs Cup Series. They're back on Wednesday nights, bringing us all the way through the winter months. Next Thursday, back in Indianapolis again, but it's going to be the road course this time. 8:30 start time for them, and you can see the NEPS guys, New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Group, starting to really hype up their upcoming season. They've got some Thursday night races, Monday night races, and a couple of Tuesday nights thrown in there as well. And if you want to get your league out on the airwaves, be sure to give us a shout over on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitter, however you got us on social media. And while you're there, be sure to give us a like, a subscribe, a share, and all that good stuff. Let your friends know that you're watching this thing called iRacing here, and we're trying to entertain the masses all the way through the winter months, especially once it gets cold and we can't actually get to the racetrack because of the cold and the snow and all the weather-related issues that we can't unfortunately race up here year-round in the New England area and parts of Canada and, well, really parts of the country all the way throughout. But a great race here at Watkins Glen for everybody here at Vidane TV. I'm Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. Everybody here in the Multi-League Cup Series, check them out on Facebook. Again, mentioned a couple of times tonight, they race 7 nights a week, twice on Sunday, and lots of different disciplines of racing, from road racing that you saw here tonight, the Cup cars. There's some late models in there, short tracks, whole bunch of different racing styles. So be sure to check them out on Facebook, check them out on the web as well. But that's going to do it here for us at Vidane TV. We'll catch you on the flip side. When we do, we're going to be doing it live.